to the channel, and also welcome to Rybrook Solihull. This is the home of Birmingham Lotus. It's also the home of McLaren and Rolls-Royce in the Midlands as well. So we're here on a gorgeous day. I'm stood next to this beautiful Lotus Emira show car, and this video is all about the specification for my Lotus Emira. I filmed the configuration a few months ago when I locked in the spec for the car, and I thought now's a good time to put it out on YouTube because I've had confirmation, I've checked out, and everything has gone through. The car is ready, it's built, and it's currently awaiting PDI. So my Lotus Emira will be coming next month in March 2023. There's been a lot of exposure for the car recently as well. The first 150 cars have started to get on the road. Dealers have received their demonstrators. Test drives are in full swing as well. There's a lot of new people coming into the brand, placing orders. There are also people cancelling their orders as well, which is a hot topic of discussion in the chat groups and forums online. Not something that I've got involved in too much, apart from being a very Lotus loyalist. So yeah, I've been sticking up for the brand. I've been telling people to wait. If you look at the overs that are being seen on Auto Trade at the moment, there are 10 to 15 cars for sale, all selling for £5,000 to £15,000 over list price at the moment. One of the hot topics is also the £6,000 price increase that Lotus has announced from the June the 1st. So again, hot topics all being discussed, people cancelling, interest rates are up. The current Lotus supported interest rate is 8.9%, up from 5.9 when the car was first launched and the order books were opened. Not so many people that are risking taking the car and then looking to flip it, because the second-hand car finance is over 10% at the moment, so it's making things very difficult. Balloons aren't being supported as they should, so the whole sort of economy is affecting the market. Also, obviously as well, parts have been affected, so there are still delays on Lotus and all other cars across the industry as well. So very challenging times for everybody. Very lucky that I'm able to check out, and my car is arriving next month. I'm going to be going down to Hethel to collect it from the factory. That was a £199 option at checkout. It comes with a factory tour and a handover in the Lotus sort of like reception area. So that's really exciting. I can't wait for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, and check the bell for notifications. There's going to be loads and loads of Lotus Emira content over the next couple of months. Also coming when I collect the car from Hethel is going to be a full open disclosure about the cost of the car, the finance, who else I looked at potentially to help me buy the car, other options that are available to Emira owners as well, such as the extended warranty, alloy tyre insurance, and also the service plan, which I know has been a hot topic of conversation as well. But now we're going to go to the Lotus Configurator, and just like magic, it's going to appear. Here we are at the Lotus Cars homepage. So we're just going to have a quick scroll down what you get when you land here on the Emira page, and then we will end up at the configurator. So here's the press car that everybody has seen. Its pictures are all over the internet. Seneca Blue with the black pack and the two-tone wheels has been their sort of press car that's been doing the rounds, and it's all over the website as well. So you've got options here to explore. Go and find out different things about the car itself. So here's the engineering tab. You can also look at technology, which tells you a bit more about the interior and the new smart screens that are inside as well. You've then got design. So this takes you into a bit more about how Russell Carr and his team developed the car. The performance itself being a super sports car, and the aerodynamics that help the car stick to the ground as well. Lots more you can go and read about on there. And then on this part of the screen, there are some touch points that you can click on and just find out a bit more about the car. So it tells you why it's got these boomerang vents, why it's got the new improved chassis architecture, why the aero does what it does, and also the 20-inch wheels all round as well. So this was something that Russell and his team really wanted on the car, and then the engineering team have had to make that fit and make the handling team bring it to life to make sure that it is the best handling car that it can be. And based on Lotus's heritage, it has to be an amazing handling car. Then the next one, you can actually see some close-up pictures of the technology and scroll through and read a bit more about some of the features on the car. Then as you scroll down, you're met with some of the specs of the car. So just to show some of the differences here, the base edition isn't out yet until next year, so all the cars this year will be first edition cars, whether they're V6 or the AMG 2 litre. And as you can see, the first edition cars are packed full of extra options. Interior, amazing 12-way adjustable seats, 2 memory function buttons, things like the storage nets, the internal storage as well, premium car mats, the open gear change mechanism on the manual, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. And then with regards to leather and Alcantara and heated and the headlining as well. So lots and lots of options that can be found on there. There are no options for infotainment on the base car. That's just in technology. But the KEF speakers are the option that are included free of charge here on the first edition pack. Exterior wise, base model will just have cast alloys and power fold mirrors, but on the first edition there's the exclusive 6 colour palette, the forged lightweight wheels, and also the colour coded disc calipers. The first edition also comes with a 3 great packs. So the Lotus Drivers Pack is all about the suspension and tyre setup, along with the exhaust and the track mode on the TFT touchscreens. Convenience Pack loads the car with sensors, mirrors and storage options. And then the Design Pack are those 10-spoke 20-inch wheels, 10 inches wide at the back, which is just going to give it so much grip. There's also privacy glass, and then you've got the calipers and the carpet mats. A couple of cost options, which we'll go into when we get down to the spec boxes, are the automatic gearbox, the black pack, tracker, home link, and then the steering wheel options as well. No cost options are the privacy glass if you don't really want this. And then also the 3 options for your chassis and tyre setup. So we'll go into that. You can click configure here, which will just jump you down the screen. But just to show you, we will go and have a look. So there's a comment there from Matt Windle, the MD. I recently linked with him on LinkedIn. So we're now connected and hopefully get the chance to meet Matt in the coming months. Then some details here on the performance figures. I think these are going to be exceeded anyway, but 3.5 litre, 400 brake, 420 newton meters of torque, which will give about 180 mile an hour top speed, 0 to 60 in under 4.3, and pretty good emissions. The one thing I have heard from Lotus today is that the V6 is not Euro 7 compliant. So when that comes in 2025, this is likely when we're going to see the discontinuation of the 3.5 litre V6, and then you're likely to get tuned versions of the AMG 2 litre, which is only an automatic option, so there'll be no manual in the AMG engine option. So hopefully this will be good for values of the manual in the V6. There will only be 3 years of production for the manual V6. So here we are on the configurator screen. This has been recently improved by Lotus. So the great thing here is that we have 4 options to view the car. 3 of them are manual, and then the last one, which is the video, allows you to see the car moving on the road, catching the light in the spec that you choose for it. So you're met with the Seneca Blue because this is the press car. So what we're going to do is now we're going to go through and we're going to spec my Lotus. So first up, option number 1 is the powertrain. We have no option here on the V6 supercharged, but we do have an option on transmission for the manual or the automatic. So being a bit of a purist, this is my 4th Lotus, so I am sticking with manual. The R8 was dual clutch S-tronic, but I've had an Elan, an Elise, and a VX220 as well. All manual, all great cars, and yep, I'm going to stick with manual. Then the chassis options, so you've got touring or sports. Now, the word that is coming out of Lotus is that these are very similar. Because Lotus is a sports handling car, the touring option cannot be too soft because it will just be too wobbly on the road. So it is a stiff setting, but the sports is just that ever so slightly stiffer. So for me, I'm just going to go sport suspension on that. Next we come up to the paint options. So I'm going to run through these just to show you what the car looks like. So Seneca Blue, as you can see, is without the black pack. We've then got Nimbus Grey, which looks like a crayon originally, but it is actually a metallic paint. So the configurator now shows the colour in its more realistic form, and we'll have a look around these options as well. You've got Shadow Grey, which is a very, very dark grey, metallic, similar to a sort of lightish black, but it isn't black. Then we've got Dark Verdant. In this angle, it looks black as well, but it isn't. It has got the hint of green, and you can just see here on the bottom right, where the light's catching it, that it reflects the green flicker in the paint. Hethel Yellow, solid colour, typical Lotus colour, and this will be the colour that I'm going for. But I'll just show you Magma Red. So there were some thoughts on some of the chat forms about this colour that it was very Ferrari, but again, it's Lotus have always done red cars. The red V8 Esprits in the 90s were fantastic in the red. This is a little bit darker, and I think that's why it's had the Ferrari associations with it. So the great thing is now you can scroll all around the car, so it shows you all the upper angles, and you come round to what will be an iconic side view of the car. That is just amazing, that is. So we'll go back through the colours just to show you. There is Hethel Yellow. Then you've got Dark Verdant. To me, that doesn't quite catch the lines like the brighter colours. Same with the Shadow Grey. A little bit more because it does have a better fleck in it than the Verdant Green. Nimbus Grey. You can see now as it differs from the front shot that it has a lot more reflection. It catches the lines better, and it is a silver metallic. And then Seneca Blue. So the colour that I've chosen is Hethel Yellow. So we will choose that colour. And well, that's just loading because it renders every angle of the car for you on that. Next one is the black pack. So you can see on the screen at the moment, the car has yellow wing mirrors and a yellow roof. I will scroll around to the back because you will also see here that there is a silver badge and there are silver tailpipe finishers as well. So when you add the black pack, as you can see, you get the roof panel, the cantrails, the mirror backs, the air blades and the splitter and the side sills, which are standard on the lower black pack, as is the diffuser, but the badge and the exhaust tailpipe finishers are black now. So this is how it will change the car. And there you can see the badge has gone black, the exhaust tips are black. Come back round, you can see the black roof and the black wing mirrors. Really makes the car sit really low because that swash of yellow is just controlled. And lots of car companies have done this. Ferrari are famous for it. Lamborghini do this. Porsche, not so much. But this is very much a supercar in its look and feel. So you can see the black roof really sets it off. We're then going to move on to the wheel options. So Lotus on the first edition has 3 wheel options. So you've got the two-tone that you can see on here. The wheel designs are all the same, they're just finished differently. So the all black just completely hides the wheel, which makes the car look very racy. And I did originally like this option, but I'm going to stick with the choice of the two-tone, and then this is the silver. So obviously it doesn't suit the yellow or the black pack, but it will suit some of the other colours within the palette, and it's a great looking wheel. So I think any wheel that goes on, whichever colour, is going to suit the car. But for me, it's the two-tone. I think that just looks awesome. Whether the car's stationary or moving, it gives that sense of feeling of speed, and for me, that is absolutely top-notch. The next option then behind the wheels are the calipers. So they're currently black at the moment. This is what it looks like with silver. So the calipers are color coded to the body colors. This red will look like the magma red, but for me, I'm going with yellow calipers. Again, it's all about that combination of black and yellow in a real sort of classy way, typical Lotus colors, and it matches the Lotus Elan that I had 20 odd years ago that was also yellow with a black roof and a tint of silver on the wheels as well. So a bit of hark back to my previous car history. I'll try and get an image up as to what the Elan looked like, and yeah, I'll show you that right now on the screen. And then the third option is for tyres. So Lotus are given two tyres here because of the two chassis options. There's a touring chassis option with Goodyear Eagle F1s. So these are 9mm tyres, great in wet and the dry. Or you could have the touring chassis with the Michelin Cup 2s. These come with 6mm, so they are semi-slick tyre when they come new on the car. Great in the dry, not so good on greasy roads, but if you're going to track it every now and again, if you're only going to drive it a couple of times a week, then the Cup 2 tyres are the ones to go for. The option that I have got is the Sport chassis setting and the Cup 2 tyres, so yeah, really looking forward to this. We're now going to go inside the car, and we are met with two options here. It's the interior trim and the steering wheel. So just to show you how this can look, so this is not to everyone's taste, because it comes on the dashboard as well. It can look a little bit leery. I think this will look good in the blue and the red exterior colour cars, but it does not suit yellow at all. You've then got red, and again, it's quite a leery colour. So it's, for me, it doesn't work either. I'll quickly show you tan. I think this will work well in the blue and the green cars. Possibly the Magma Red, but this is going to be a very personal choice. I don't know how this is going to affect residuals and used car values, but for me, it's not that Lotus. So then you come into three Alcantara options. So what this does, this adds Alcantara to the centre of the seats. The outside is still Napa leather, but the insides are Alcantara. So the option that I've chosen is the yellow stitch to match the yellow paint. And there you can see the Alcantara in the middle of the seat, the Napa on the outside, and then you've got this great yellow stitching just finishing off the look. Around the seat, great new Lotus logo with their typeface in the back of the seat just to get some ventilation through, and then that stitching goes along the door insert cards there, and it goes along the dash, up and over, and down the other side. So if you're wondering what this red lever is here, Lotus have taken a leaf out of the Lamborghini book of design, and they've included a start-stop button with a protective lever over the top of it. So very, very cool. Looks good. There's also two cup holders and a glove box which has charging options in there as well for phones. So as you can see, the yellow stitching down the seats, down the glove box, down the side of the central column looks fantastic. Great little added feature. Really going to set the car off with all of this other stitching as well. So not a lot to choose on the interior, but that is it. Alcantara. And the final option is the steering wheel. Although I had a leather steering wheel in the R8, a lot of racing car specs, GT3s, Huracans have an Alcantara steering wheel. I'm going to put the Alcantara steering wheel on here as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with the coloured inserts. These are only available on the automatic for some strange reason. Query that one with Lotus, but yeah, this is just going to be a plain black Alcantara steering wheel. The other option, which is coming as part of the driver's pack, these screens, when you're in track mode, these will change completely and be very focused on track telemetry. So really looking forward to see what they look like as well. And the usual controls on the steering wheel for volume, phone, radio, all the usual things. This car does have Apple CarPlay, so that is going to be a welcome addition to get the tunes blasting through the KEF speakers. And also you can just see here in the bottom of the door underneath the handle the memory buttons for the 12-way electric seats. So that is the interior, looking good. Let's go back to the car itself and let's just give you a walk around again of what the car is going to look like in Hethel yellow with black pack, with the two-tone wheels. And that, ladies and gents, is my spec. So next up, I'm going to show you the other three options within the Lotus configurator. So this is what my spec looks like in sunlight. So here's what the car looks like then in the full sunshine spec. So just give it a quick spin round. You can see how the light catches and sets the yellow off amazingly well. It does look like such a supercar. So this is actually about 10 centimeters shorter than a 911 GT3. It's about 5 centimeters wider, and it's about 2.5 centimeters lower. So those are the dimensions. It's very similar in dimensions to a Ferrari 360. So very low, wide, short. So we're now going to go into the third option, which is the what I would call the perfect lighting scenario, which is the studio option. And just like that, here we are in the studio. Perfect lighting. The car looks unbelievable in this light. Just absolutely perfect. So we'll just quickly scroll around it for you to show how the options take effect. The wheels absolutely set the car off. The black pack is perfect for the yellow. Not necessarily on all the colours, but just that breakup of the layeriness of the yellow just looks amazing. So that is my spec. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to get this. So now I'm going to show you the final option, which is the video. What it does is it takes all of these options and puts them into a 30-second video clip, which I'm sure you're going to see now, and you're going to be really impressed by this. Lotus have made this amazing, and yeah, I can't applaud them enough for doing this. So I'm going to click on video, and then I'm going to play this for you. So there is no sound on this video, it's purely graphics only, but the amount of processing power, it would be quite difficult to add sound as well, but look at that. And that, ladies and gents, is the spec of my car. It's going to loop again, but thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notifications so you can hear more about my Lotus Emira journey. Please add a comment below, go and have a play on the configurator. Let me know what colours you would go for. I'm sure not everyone's going to like yellow, but let me know what works for you. I'd love to know if you've ordered a car as well when you're getting yours, and hopefully we can do an Emira meetup over the summer and towards the autumn as well. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.